Okay, let's finish off today's lesson with the thinking portion, which for multiplication will just take an extra step usually. I'm just putting this into the thinking question because it's so interesting how many times people just will do this. They'll see 4 over 9 squared and they will think of it in this way: 4 over 9 times 2 over 1, which we're not going to get you the right answer. So we know that when we're squaring a number, we're just taking that number again and we're multiplying it by itself. Do we have any cross-off options? No. So it's going to be straight multiplication. 4 times 4 is 16. 9 times 9 is 81. Can it be reduced? It cannot. So that's going to be our answer. Okay, so just remember when you're dealing with a square that you're just multiplying the same fraction again. The other one that sometimes people have trouble with is they wonder what would happen if I had to multiply 3 fractions. Well, it doesn't matter. The same process goes into play. But what you can do here is that you can do some cross-offs across the board. So for instance, I could take the 4 away and make it into a smaller number, or I could take these 2's away if I wanted to. So I say that 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 2 once. So now I'm going across the board and I'm saying, okay, 4 times 1 is 4. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 1 is 15. So I'm left with this. I cannot reduce it anymore. So again, the same kind of process works for when you're dealing with multiple fractions in a multiplication question. The actual 2 thinking questions that we're going to do that will be seen in kind of situations is something like this. So Trudy's awake for 2/3 of the day. She spends 5/8 of the day at home. This is obviously pre-quarantine. What fraction of the day is Trudy awake and at home? So for that, we're going to take our 2 fractions. So we're going to take 2/3. We're going to multiply it by 5/8. Again, I'm looking always to reduce. So I see that I can reduce the 2 and the 8. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 1 times 5 is 5. 3 times 4 is 12. I'm left with 5/12 of the day. And now here comes the thinking part. How many hours is she awake at home? So for this case, I need to think about the fact that I already have the fraction here, the amount of time that she's awake at home. I just now need to apply it to hours. So I'm going to write down 5/12, and I'm looking at hours during the day. So I'm going to be multiplying it by 24, right? Because I know that there's 24 hours in the day. I'm trying to find out how many hours she's awake and at home. Let's see if we can reduce. Oh, beautiful. I love it. So I can take 12 away from 12 once, and 12 goes into 24 twice. I've made my equation so much simpler now. So 5 times 2 is 10. 1 times 1 is 1. So I'm left with this answer of 10. And that represents the amount of hours that she is both awake and at home. Okay? The last question we're going to do is a multi-step question, and you're going to find one similar to it in your exit card. Pretty much let's kind of talk through it first. So Sabrina is holding a pizza party, and she orders a 24 slice pizza. Okay? She orders a 24 slice pizza, and her friends who were invited to this pizza party, I was not, which no biggie. Her and her friends eat 2/3 of the pizza. So I want to know how many slices in total did they eat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this fraction that I already have, and I'm going to multiply it by the 24. I'm going to see if I have any reduction. I'm just going to rewrite this a little bit lower so I can actually do the math. So I've got the 2/3 of the pizza, 24 slices. See if we can reduce anywhere. I see that we can, right? 3 and 24. So 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 24 8 times. 2 times 8 is 16. They ate 16 slices. But then Sabrina's brother, Farshad, he came around and Farshad ate 1/2 of the remainder of pizza. And I want to know how much that is. Okay? So where do you think people make a mistake? They take the 16 and they bring it down here. Right? We know we're multiplying by 1/2, but what are we multiplying by 1/2? We're not multiplying the 16 by 1/2 because that 16 is already gone. We need to go back to the original question, and we need to see that it's 24 slices in total, and we have removed 16. So we're left with 8. So it's actually 8 slices that Farshad is choosing from. So again, let's just eliminate some things to make it really easy for us. 2 goes into 2 once, 2 goes into 8 4 times. 4 times 1 is 4 over 1. Farshad ate 4 slices. He's a big boy. He's a tall boy. He needs to grow. I can totally understand that. Okay, so those are like the application kind of questions that you're going to get. There is one challenging one on the exit card as well as the exit card I'd like to complete. But thank you for reviewing this lesson with me. We're going to do division on the next day that we have it, and then we'll go to adding and subtracting. So thank you again for being very focused during this, and I will see you soon.